I wish my worldview was wrong. We are a bunch of insane, retarded monkeys, sucking garbage out of a giant corporate sphincter. Over 90% of the food at the grocery store is toxic poison. All of history is a lie. Everything on television is a lie. And most of our species is too stupid to even consider how asinine their spoon-fed corporate worldview is. Being woke is depressing, which is why so few people choose to do it, and why our world is so incredibly messed up. Our corporate media is all lies under a false narrative, pandering to different bases. Fake heroes we are meant to worship without question. This hero worship of false idols is a fundamentally necessary part of the Zionist dystopia we slave under. Our entire corporation-authored history is full of fake heroes. Real heroes are dangerous and can affect change outside of the Rothschild banking cartel, which is why they pretty much have to be murdered immediately, generally by a colleague who is corrupted by the existing power structure, and then promoted as the revolutionary hero everybody wanted. But it's all a lie. Gandhi was working with the British the whole time. Same as Eamon de la Vera in Ireland. Martin Luther King was on the take. The real heroes, Bhagat Singh, Michael Collins, Malcolm X, they're executed early on and disdained by the corporate narrative as radicals. Then later their faces are screen printed onto t-shirts by slave children in the third world and sold at Hot Topic. All of this is done under the guise of a calm, rational consensus view, a narrow strip of cognitive dissonance that if you venture out of in any way, you will be immediately ostracized as a mental health case. Even to question it will have you sniggered and laughed at as a paranoid conspiracy theorist. And of course, the murderers are never brought to justice. They are promoted as heroes of the revolution. Look at all the great work LBJ did for civil rights after he was complicit with Mossad and the CIA in murdering JFK. Never mind his, quote, social, quote, justice platform has actually statistically destroyed the African American community in every way. Minimum wage and welfare immediately lead to the destruction of the family unit, which leads to children being raised without fathers, which leads to much higher incarceration, murder, and suicide rates. While the, quote, hero single mothers are given checks to pay for corporate products that are giving everybody not in jail diabetes and cancer. Meanwhile, the single mothers are least happy of all. But food stamps are great, right? I feel really bad for the African American community. They've been most thoroughly destroyed by the corporate Rothschild banking system we live under. I don't blame the thugs who grew up without fathers. I blame the society that promoted single motherhood, thug life, and drug abuse. Meanwhile, ignorant, well-to-do liberals are protesting their own Second Amendment rights in the streets, advocating disarming innocent people while simultaneously promoting gangster rap and acting like a whore obviously hasn't been good for our youth, and especially the African American community. Which is why we have the highest murder rates in Chicago, LA, and New York. Also the areas with the strictest gun control, naturally. I reconsider my worldview all the time. Unfortunately, I tend towards brutal honesty. I can't fudge the facts for my own emotional benefit. Most people, especially liberals, tend to do just that. Conservatives are nearly as bad, with the ridiculous hero worship of their parents and Reagan. Reagan did more to infringe on the Second Amendment than any other person in history, and yet conservatives love him, and liberals abhor him. That fact alone should prove my claim about how goddamn retarded everybody is.